Hey you guys, it's me Laura. I'm a homeschooling mom to three kidges. Hey you guys, it's me Laura. I'm a homeschooling mom to three kids ages 6, almost 11, and 13. And in this video, I'm going to share with you my 2024-2025 curriculum picks for my first grader. This year, we're really kind of getting into school mode. Last year, we were really focusing on trying to learn what programs, what curriculum might work best for my youngest and kind of what her learning style is and all of those things. So this year, we're ready to start putting some of those things in place. She is going to have independent reading just like her big brothers. Hers is only 15 minutes instead of 30 minutes a day. And at this point, she's not reading. So she's mostly looking at the books, at the pages. It's really fun though, because now she's at the point where every once in a while she will find a word that she can read and she gets really excited about that. So that's really exciting and fun. We also do unit studies. So as much as possible, I'm trying to make her unit studies parallel with her brother's unit studies, but sometimes they'll be a little bit different, and I go over that more in our family subject video, which I will link below. We're using this time a lot to get in the groove of doing this time. We'll use it for some writing, some art, some enrichment, science, history, those kinds of things. And I think it's going to be really fun for her. So far, she's really enjoyed it. We've started doing a little bit of space this year, and she's enjoying that so far. She also has handwriting. This is kickstart to kindergarten. This is a little bit easy for her, but I want to finish it. We didn't do it as much last year because it was too much with some of the phonics programs that we were trying out, just too much writing. But what I love now is she's to a place where she will write the letters and color the pictures, and often she has quite elaborate stories that go with this picture. Oftentimes I'll write them here or write them in another book, and it's really become kind of more than just handwriting, but a creative writing time for her, which has been really fun. So we'll finish this book out, and then once she's done with this, I'm not sure if I'll continue with handwriting without tears or not. We'll look and see. I don't know if she'll finish that this year, but for now we're just going to stick with this. And then for phonics, spelling, reading, all of those good things, we tried a number of things this year, and I'm kind of doing a like a combination of some of the things from UFly, strategies that I've learned throughout my teacher training and other programs that I've used, and we are mostly using as our base both All About Reading and All About Spelling Level 1. Now I know, before you come at me in the comments, I know that the All About Learning company says not to do these things together, that you finish this one first and then you start with this one. But that's not what we're doing. That's not what works best in this case. And I think it's important to realize that there are some cases where you do need to separate those two things, but there's also a lot of research to support doing them together as well. So you really have to do what your children respond best to, and for her this is the ticket. So I've gone through and marked all the chapters that correspond to each other in both All About Spelling and All About Reading, and we combine them together, and I use some of the daily drills that they have in the UFly program. Let me get that and I can show you that real quick. This is UFly from the University of Florida, and it's actually a really good program that I highly recommend, but it is way too repetitive for her. She needs a lot of different activities, a lot of things switched up all the time. This would have worked really well for my middle, who does not like things to change at all. He likes to know exactly what to expect. This would have been a great program for him, but it wasn't out yet. So for this, they have some drills that they do every day, some phonemic awareness drills, some visual drills, and some blending drills. And I do those with her, but I pull the words that I'm working with from either her lesson in All About Reading or the corresponding lesson in All About Spelling, or I will pull them from the fluency sheets that go with All About Reading. And that's kind of how I pull that off and pull it together. So we've got all those going on. Right now it's taking us way more than a week to finish a lesson, but she's also starting to pick up the pace a little bit. So we'll see what we kind of end up landing in. The thing with reading is that it's very common for it to go really fast and then to kind of hit a plateau and slow way down, and then go really fast and slow way down. And so I'm just ready to do what we've got to do for that. For math, we are doing math seeds. And I don't know if you're familiar with math seeds, if you've heard of math seeds. I don't know if you've heard of Reading Eggs. Readingeggs.com. I'm not a huge fan of their reading program, but their math program has been working really well for her. we set up her math so that 2 days a week she does a complete lesson from Math Seeds. So she likes to sit down and do the lesson all at once, and then when she's done, we will do one of the worksheets. They have a bunch of printable worksheet options, so I've gone ahead and just printed off one worksheet from each lesson. So we'll do that worksheet, and then the day after the lesson, we will either play a card game or a board game or something that reinforces the skills that she's learning, or she will use her Osmo. There are a number of games for like this. There's a lot of counting games, adding games. She's got Math Wizards, which is another game that has math in it. And then there's also some games with tangrams and Newton, where she's drawing shapes and using some critical thinking. There are just so many games and options, and it's a great hands-on way for her to practice the skills that she's learning. So that's what we're doing. That is working really well. I was honestly skeptical about it at first, but she is really retaining the information a lot better this way, and she enjoys it, and it's going really well. So that is what we have for that. The last thing that she's doing this year is piano. We are using Hoffman Academy for piano, and she's really enjoying that too. I haven't had any problems at all with her practicing, which is really shocking because I know when I took piano, I did not like to practice, but she's doing really well with that. And that is pretty much all that we have for her this year. It's not super heavy. We're definitely going to be trying to including her in her brother's unit studies as much as possible. I did get the pack from Little School of Smiths. Of course, I go more in depth with all of this in the other video, but she'll be learning about the countries around the world, the continents. She'll be learning about the human body, and we're doing space right now. So it's really all about her world, which is kind of fun. And of course, there's loads and loads of ways that we can break off and do other studies of things that she's interested about that as well. So that is pretty much all I have for you. If you have any questions about any of the stuff that I've talked about or want to see more in-depth look of any of it, please let me know in the comments below. This is my third child to take through first grade, and they have all been very different in their approach and how they've really needed to work on learning to read and math and the very basics of that. So, you know, it's interesting, as much experience as I had when I was a classroom teacher. I taught K through 2 in one classroom, and just all the kids, they all learn differently. And so there's never a point where you can say, oh, I've got it, I can teach anyone now, or this method will work for everyone. That's just not how it works. So it's fun to see how they're unique and to find what clicks and works for them. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.